Hello and how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest Bethesda news, rumors, and speculation, and we have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about today involving Starfield, involving the future of Microsoft and Bethesda working together. The sun is setting outside my office window. It's beautiful. The sun might be reflecting off my glasses like it's some kind of cool anime moment, except the coolness is ruined by my eyes being freaking gigantic. But let's not waste any more time and get to today's information, and we're gonna start today's video with an interview between what I believe is a French gaming website. Lefiagro and Chloe Woitier interviewed Matt Booty from Xbox. Matt Booty is the head of Xbox Game Studios, and he had a lot of interesting stuff to say in this interview. If you want to read the entire thing for yourself, you can use Google Translate to translate it from French into English or whatever language you prefer, but I'll put a link to it down in the description below. But basically, I'm going to highlight all the Bethesda-centric things that were brought up during this interview, and Chloe was cool enough to actually type all this out over on Twitter herself, and I'll be using her tweets again, translated from French into English, here for you all in this video, just to make it easy on everyone in case you're just curious what the actual Bethesda information is. But still, this interview is interesting. If you're curious about the rest of it, like I said, link to it is down in the description below. But she begins by saying over on Twitter with her summary of the Bethesda information, "I got to talk to Matt Booty, director of Xbox Game Studios, regarding the Bethesda buyout. Now, to start things off, at E3 2021, there will be a joint Microsoft-Bethesda conference, and that is something a lot of the other insiders were saying, and it actually makes the most sense in my opinion. Bethesda has enough content to still have their own conference. However, they are part of Microsoft now, so Microsoft is going to want them to be part of their conference, and Microsoft is probably paying the bill for all this E3 digital stuff anyway, because Microsoft does own them, so that's probably how that's going to work. I might be wrong about that, but a lot of other insiders are basically saying the same thing, so I say it's safe to expect that, and it's probably what most people expected anyway. It'll just be the Microsoft Xbox Showcase, and then the Bethesda thing will probably be at the end of the Xbox Showcase, still being part of it, but also its same subcategory at the same time. She goes on by saying that Microsoft wants Bethesda to have all their future games be available on Game Pass from day one, and that's something Microsoft and Bethesda have been saying, and it makes the most sense because it draws a lot of attention to Game Pass, which is what Microsoft is focusing on now this generation. They're focusing more on Game Pass subscribers rather than console sales, which makes sense and is smart because who the heck is even buying these consoles right now? It's the same thing with trying to buy graphics cards. It's like all of a sudden we live in a universe where all these things are super rare or something. It's like trying to get purified water in Fallout instead of just a graphics card or an Xbox Series X or PS5, but I guess you don't need to worry about these games if you're on PS5 anymore because Bethesda is probably going to be entirely Microsoft exclusive from what I understand. But Chloe continues on by saying that Microsoft will not touch Bethesda's publishing services, marketing, sales, communication, oversee offices, etc., and does not want to impose its own team, and what she means by that is their priority is to leave studios to their creative freedoms, and this applies to all the other acquisitions by Xbox in the past, current, and the future. And basically what she's saying is that Microsoft is going to allow Bethesda to choose how they want to market their games, when they want to market their games, how they want to make their games most importantly. But one interesting thing here is some other Microsoft insiders have been saying that Microsoft did purchase advertisement time for Starfield specifically for late 2021, so if Microsoft plans to allow Bethesda to do their own advertising stuff, then why would these insiders be claiming Microsoft purchased advertisement time for Starfield? Maybe it could be that Microsoft is allowing Bethesda to plan how they want their games to be marketed, but Microsoft will still pay for it, so that's why we're seeing Microsoft paying for the ads. Maybe Bethesda actually wanted the ads this year, and Microsoft floated the bill for it because, like I said, Bethesda is a Xbox company, Xbox studio more or less right now, so that could be an explanation there. But Microsoft has said before they're going to allow Bethesda to continue to have the creative freedom they have, and Xbox just wants to give Microsoft some more funding and assets and just let them build upon what they do already. They don't want to change what they're doing, they want to actually allow them to do what they do, but only better and with more assets, funding, and help. And that's something that's been going on low-key for a while anyway. Even hardware stuff regarding the Xbox 360 were changed specifically for Oblivion and future Bethesda titles, so that just shows how long this Microsoft and Bethesda partnership has been going unofficially now, and that's why this acquisition makes the most sense. Chloe continues on by saying that Microsoft doesn't want its studios to create games based upon what might work best on Game Pass. Basically, she's saying that Xbox will therefore not follow the path of Netflix and advanced analysis of viewing data. Basically, what she's saying is Microsoft and their executives aren't going to force Bethesda to make games based on current trends or what they believe will be more marketable or more profitable, meaning that Microsoft isn't going to treat Bethesda like EA Games treats their studios. We're not going to be seeing a bunch of microtransaction stuff or pay-to-win stuff in Bethesda games. Microsoft isn't going to rush Bethesda games, and Microsoft isn't going to force Bethesda to make a game just based on what's currently trending or what they think will be trending in the future. And this goes along with what she just said. Microsoft is going to be hands-off with Bethesda. They're just going to boost them up rather than control what they do, and that's the best thing to do, because Bethesda does best when they're left to their open creative freedoms and their crazy, like, 6+ freaking year dev cycles. Starfield, I'm looking at you. But all this sounds good, and this is coming from a very high-up executive with Xbox, so I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about, and that we should all consider this confirmed information. And she finalizes it up by saying, it's not in the article, but I obviously asked Matt Booty if other acquisitions were in sight, and he said he can't share anything, but it did not smell of a firm and definitive no. So, I mean, it makes sense that Xbox would still be expanding. I know for a while now there's been rumors that Xbox could be purchasing Ubisoft, which I mean, that would be a huge move, but man, I don't know if that's possible. But if it is, that would give Xbox a huge boost, and I think that Xbox is trying to build a gaming portfolio here and not try to sell consoles, but rather have more actual first-party studios, actual first-party exclusive games, and games on Game Pass. That seems to be what Xbox is going here, which makes the most sense, seeing how you can't buy any consoles anyway. So I mean, at least you're adding to your PC's marketability and your PC profitability here, because we got to remember, people on PC are still part of that Microsoft gaming envelope here, unless you're on Mac, I guess, but whatever. But that basically sums up everything between Chloe and Matt Booty during this interview. Like I said, there's a link to it down in the description below, but this is all very interesting. This matches up with what other insiders have said, matches up with what I've heard from my sources as well, and this just makes the most sense and is a promising future for Bethesda. If all this works out perfectly, if Microsoft keeps their word here and doesn't try to dictate what Bethesda does or rush them or alter anything regarding their process, then this could truly be the golden age of Bethesda and Xbox, and potentially even gaming as a whole. Another thing I want to mention real quick is Bethesda is closing down their forums here like super soon, if they're not already permanently closed down already, and they're moving over to having official Discord servers, which is awesome because the Starfield Discord server, the unofficial one, gets pretty toxic at times. So I mean, I guess this kind of forces people into using Discord, but I don't know, I'm kind of mixed about this. I'm old school, I like forums, I'm gonna miss the forums, but I mean, the future is Discord and these kind of platforms anyway, so it seems like Bethesda is adapting to the future, and this is just something I wanted to mention real quick in today's video. Let me know how you feel about this down in the comments below. And another thing I want to mention real quick before I close today's video, I don't know why everyone and their dog is reporting that Tom Cruise is not only confirmed to be in Starfield, but now apparently is starring in Starfield. No! I said in the video that Bethesda and Tom Cruise kind of tweeted at each other and were joking, and I kind of memed and said maybe Tom Cruise will voice a character in Starfield. I mean, I guess the potential is low-key there, but I doubt Tom Cruise is going to star in freaking Starfield. If anything, he'll voice a character as a joke, but that's like not gonna happen. Tom Cruise isn't in Starfield. He just simply starred in videos, in movies that had the same names as Bethesda games, Oblivion, and like I think another movie with Fallout or something. I don't remember the movie names. I don't watch movies, but it's just basically a meme. Leave Tom Cruise alone. Stop attaching me to this. I never confirmed Tom Cruise was in Starfield. He's not starring in Starfield. What the heck is going on? Is there some kind of Tom Cruise clickbait thing now that people are trying to exploit? And speaking of people losing their mind, like me right now, Danny O'Dwyer recently lost his mind in a conversation with me. He created a tweet talking about a Starfield rumor. He was creating a rumor about Starfield launching in 2023, according to what he heard, and said there should be no rumors about it right now. I tweeted back to him. I tried to be respectful, but I guess things went sour, and Danny has a bit of that Starfield fever. Maybe Danny was just joking. To be honest, it was just a weird interaction, and I just wanted to showcase this because Starfield stress is getting to everyone. Don't flame Danny here. He's probably just joking. I mean, his tweets kind of make it seem like he was just kind of being a funny dude, and I respect Danny and his work, but I just think it's funny the amount of drama going on regarding Starfield right now. Like every 10 minutes there's a joking post about a Starfield inside statement or leak or something. It's just crazy. I don't remember any other game having like this kind of style of pre-release context going on, with just memes about inside information and just jokes and crap. I mean, there's always been hype and speculation for some games like Elden Ring and things like that and Cyberpunk, but the Starfield pre-release state is taking on a whole nother level as of the last couple of weeks, and it's probably going to low-key be this this way until the game launches, depending on whatever you think it does. Could be this year, according to some people. Could be 2022, according to some people and myself, or according to Danny, it could be 2023, and unless he was just joking, which it doesn't seem like he is, but whatever. That finishes up everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. As always, if you enjoy the content, if you're hyped for Starfield, be sure to give a video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on. And as always, huge shout out and much appreciation to the following amazing people for going above and beyond to support the channel and bring you content like this. If you want to get a permanent feature video shout out in every single one of my videos from this point forward, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. I will be updating this list at the end of the week, so now is your chance to get added to this list before the end of the week. Otherwise, I won't be updating it again for like another couple of weeks. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time, when Starfield fever is a real diagnosable thing and it causes people to just randomly lose their minds and have some sort of tantrum breakdown. Maybe, not sure if that gets me more excited for the game or less.
It just works.